Okay, as we start this tutorial, as we begin, first thing you comb the hair so that you can get the hair prepared for cutting. It makes for an easy cut. You always comb the hair thoroughly. After you comb the hair thoroughly, you want to take the time and set in your guidelines. The first thing I do is use my Andes ZR, the 5 out, and I bald it. And the reason I use that is because it gives you a bald line, but not such a harsh bald line. And it makes it easier to blend that line out. Whereas if you use your line, sometimes it can create your liners, it can create a hard line that makes it difficult to blend out. But what I do here is, one trick of mine is I use the ZRs, bald it with 5 out, then I come behind it with the regular liners of your choice that I like to use, which makes it easier. Like now, I'm using the Babulous, the liners that they have, and I go behind it, so it makes it to where as if it's not such a harsh line to finish up cleaning up, but yet you still get a real clean bald fade. This is a medium bald fade. Now, you normally go through the regular steps, which is 1, 2, come back down with the one blade wide open, then you close it, blend out that line, and then you go to the 0.5. Me, on certain different haircuts, because I've been cutting so long, what I'll do is I change it up a lot to challenge myself, because I've been cutting hair for 38 years. So the first thing I do on this haircut is I take a 2 open, 2 closed, and I close it and shut it and comb it, cut all the way up until the point of the hairline, because what it does is it creates me a clean, even canvas, if you can see right here. And what I'm doing is preparing what is regularly known to me, I call it stacking. And once I've done that, now I open the blade of the 2 open and I rake with the 2 guard. And what it does for me is it allows me to create whereas if that when I finally get done with my fade and I take the top down to the desired length, the hair stacks perfectly. Some people call it keeping a little hair up there so that when you fade it, that the hair has something to sit on. I just call it stacking because it just seems more like a stack to me. Now I take and open the blade all the way open with no guard at all, and that's the first guideline that you put in place. Once you've established your canvas now, and you're getting ready to begin your fade, what you do is I like to take and open the blade all the way open, put it directly on the scalp, and go up from that bottom line about 1.5 inches. Some people say about 1 inch. For me, I say 1.5 inches because it gives you room to work with. And if you've been cutting for a while, what you'll recognize is that you can always blend into that, because I'm constantly cutting in a C-like motion where I'm flicking out, or I like to call it scooping out because it's like scooping. And once you've created that line, now you have your first 2 guidelines. And what you're going to do then is begin to take your blade and open it up and close it to your desired discrepancy, and continue to bend out that very bottom line just by tapping it and going up and down as far as in that area all the way around until you start seeing that blend come together in your desired type of look. You can see it coming together that way. So then you have plenty of room to work with, because now you've created a canvas that allows you to see where your fade is going to in your different levels. Now that you start seeing the bottom of your fade together, coming together, now what we're doing is we're fading up before we get to that point where as if that we're going to stack. So the next step will be to put the 1 guard on, open your lever to your clippers all the way open, and start attacking it by scooping out. And once you start scooping out, now you start seeing that fade coming together, and you start seeing the direction of this crispy journey that we on our way to. And it's looking real clever. So as you go forward with that step, it starts giving you ideas of where you're going to go. And all you're doing is softening up that line by attacking that other deep line that you had in there. And once you start doing that, you're preparing yourself to set up to clear up and clean up that little line, because that one's blending it out for you. And you start seeing where the fade is going to fall and lie. So the next step from there will be to attack that light line and blend it on in. As I work in the process of my fade, you see it starting to come together. I like to turn my clipper to the side and do detail as I go, especially because it allows me to clean out certain little areas that I see as far as the stacking process. And it's all coming together. If you'll notice, this fade is almost complete and it's crispy. And what I like to do with that is I come behind myself and clean up as I go. Some people tend to wait to the last end and clean up. That's fine, but for me, I like to clean up in the process as I go. We're at the point now that it's almost time to bring the hair down to the desired length. How to attack it. Mostly I go with the grain and then I'll go against the grain to make sure that the hair doesn't lay over. One thing about the hairline of people who have a finer grade, when I say fine, I don't mean better grade, but just finer. The hair tends to want to lay over, so you really have to touch it over and over again until you got that hair to not to lay anymore. Well, this is the cut. Thank you for your time. Watch, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next opportunity to bring you content. Look at this crispy creation come together now. Thank y'all for watching today. Like and subscribe so that I can bring you some more content in the near future. But in the meanwhile, have a good day, good evening, good morning. Whenever you see this video, you stay crispy. Peace.